Love and Thunder's details revealed. It's been a little over 3 months since fans were introduced to Bro Thor in Avengers Endgame, and it left only one question on everyone's mind. When will Thor get his pre-Endgame body back? Just kidding. We're totally cool with Bro Thor. Seriously, the real question was, what was next for the God of Thunder? Last we saw, he was heading into space with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was all anyone knew. Until now. Luckily for fans, the cup of info for Thor 4 now runneth over with details. So we're breaking down everything that has been revealed for 2021's Thor Love and Thunder. Obviously, it's no surprise that after the critical and financial success of Thor Ragnarok, that a sequel to the action comedy was in the works. And days before Comic-Con, fans were jumping out of their seats when the folks at Marvel announced that Ragnarok director Taika Waititi would be coming back to helm the follow-up. Many have credited Waititi with being the creative force that changed how fans see Thor in the MCU, leaning more into Hemsworth's comedic sensibilities, especially when compared to the tone of his previous solo outings with Thor and Thor the Dark World. So giving Taika the reins again appeared to be a smart move by Marvel and definitely left fans hyped before hitting SDCC. However, details about the film were still pretty sparse. What was the title? When would the film take place? Who, if anyone, would be returning? Good news for Marvel heads, all of these questions and more would soon be answered. First up, what we learned at Comic-Con. We got the title, Love and Thunder. We learned that Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson would return, and shocker of shockers, we also learned Natalie Portman would be reprising her role as Jane Foster, and that she would also be wielding Mjolnir as Thor. What the what? Well, while it's been long believed that Portman was done with the MCU, something Portman herself has previously stated, it surprised fans to see her cameo as Jane Foster in Avengers Endgame when Rocket and Thor returned to Asgard to extract the Aether, aka the Reality Stone, in the past. While it was later confirmed that the shots of Natalie Portman for that film were from deleted footage from the Dark World, she did hit the premiere for Avengers Endgame, leading many to suspect that maybe something else was afoot. So, when Portman took to Hall H on Saturday and director Taika Waititi presented her with Mjolnir, officially introducing her as Thor, many fans were on board but also confused. How could she be Thor? Turns out there is precedence in the comics. In 2014, it was revealed that the Odin son was unworthy to wield Mjolnir, which eventually led to Jane Foster hefting the hammer and becoming the mighty Thor for a few years, and even joining the Avengers before, spoilers, eventually sacrificing herself to save Asgard. And while some were quick to call her Lady Thor or Female Thor, director Taika Waititi was quick to correct them that the gender distinction was not needed. She's called Mighty Thor. Of course, the introduction of the Mighty Thor brings up a few questions about how Jane will get her abilities. Despite seeing Mjolnir in Avengers Endgame, the poor hammer is still in pieces thanks to Hela. Will it get rebuilt? Will a new hammer be forged at Nidavellir? Will Hemsworth's Thor find himself unworthy to swing a rebuilt Mew Mew? Questions that we have no answers to. But we do have answers to other questions, namely some of the plot for Love and Thunder. It was revealed that the King of Asgard, aka Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie, would be on the hunt for love. At the panel, Thompson elaborated on this saying, first of all, as new king, she, Valkyrie, needs to find her queen. That would be her first order of business. She has some ideas. This seems to confirm that Valkyrie will be the first LGBTQ hero in the MCU. Marvel head honcho Kevin Feige doubled down on this when he spoke with IO9, stating the answer is yes. How that impacts the story remains to be seen with that level of representation you'll see across our films, not in just Thor 4. So, looks like Marvel is definitely upping their representation in their future slate of films. But just because Comic-Con has come and gone doesn't mean the details on the film stopped there. First, it was confirmed by Guardians of the Galaxy writer and director James Gunn that Volume 3 of the cosmic series will be set after Thor Love and Thunder. That statement definitely seems to add a wrinkle as to how Thor will fit in with the Guardians in the post-Endgame MCU. You might remember that at the end of the film, he was almost getting into a knife fight with Peter Quill aboard the Benatar with the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Will they be in Thor 4 or will he be in Guardians Volume 3? Again, questions that we have no answers to. Of course, James Gunn wasn't the only one tweeting out some news. The Grand Master himself, Jeff Goldblum, tweeted out a photo of the title of Thor Love and Thunder with the caption, and not forgetting the Grand Master. Could this mean we will see Goldblum also return in Thor 4? We last saw the Grandmaster palling around with previous Thor roommate Daryl here on Earth, so it could be possible to see him reappear on New Asgard. Fingers crossed. And that's everything we know so far about Thor, Love and Thunder. Lots of details, but still even more questions. We suppose we will just have to wait until Thor 4 hits theaters on November 5th, 2021 to get those answers. But what do you folks think? Are you excited for Natalie Portman as the mighty Thor? Yes? Who do you think will be Valkyrie's new queen? And if the Grandmaster returns, what kind of new tunes do you think he will play for us? Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, why not give us a like and subscribe? If you want to get notified every time we go live with a show or drop a new video, feel free to mash that little bell so you can be up to date on all the latest theories, news, and rumors in the pop culture world.